Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to See Kappa Season 2. We're still here in the upper bracket, round 1, in fact. I'm Zayori from moonducktv. Today we've got just a singleton best of 1. WG.Unity going up against the Mongolz, one of the invited teams, up against the open qualifier team, I believe is how the Mongolz made their way into this bracket. Some are saying that the Mongolz are going to take this easy peasy, though I believe WG.Unity have the favor in the Dota 2 Lounge bets right now. But let's go take a gander, see what these teams are working on today. First pick Lion out of the WG.Unity. My God, it's weird how we've seen that hero forgotten about, then prioritized, so back and forth willy-nilly like so far in this tournament. We've seen some teams take a page out of that Chinese-style book and really prioritize the Lion. A great early, well, I was going to say flex pick. I don't know if that's really fair to Lion. He's not that flexible, but he's damn good. He's got 2 types of crowd controls. He can take out illusions, and he's got a lot of burst damage. Maybe that does represent some flexibility here. Vengeful Spirit and Bat Rider, the opener for the Mongolz. Pretty good duo to have in tandem. Of course, Bat Rider, the high-prized initiator to isolate enemies once you get that 4-staff Blink Dagger combo. Venge is pretty good for the Bat because you can set up for lassos using swap aggressively, even just a stun to lock him in place while Bat comes flapping on in. But an also good deny pick as well. Vengeful Spirit, one of the better supports to deal with the Bat Rider. Up there with Abaddon as well as Oracle, actually. All 3 of them have some way to easily just break that lasso straight up. The Aphotic Shield, the False Promise, and obviously the lasso if it's from a big enough range away. So they will at least keep their Bat Rider safe in that regard, and also have a good support to go with it. The Mongolz are Radiant side here, but never bad to have a little bit of extra minus armor in case you find yourself outside of that Roshan pit, wondering why the big boy ain't dying. Warriors Gaming, though, they take some time to think about it, and they settle on the Naga Siren. All right, Naga. We saw Naga not yesterday, but the day before, if I recall, and it really didn't go so well. Naga... God, I mean, I guess there's a small chance, we should point it out, that she is a support. You know, could see like an AUI 2000 style greedy position 4 where she rotates around early, then spends a little bit of time in the jungle. And if it ends up being one of these hour-long games, Naga will eventually be able to transition into a core when you play that kind of greedy 4 role. Not really the style that seems to fit the meta, though. I think much more likely we see this Naga Siren play more of the Alchemist style, where she's probably a safe lane farmer, rushes the Radiance, maybe gets a little set of arcane booties there to cover up those feet. And, yeah, she'll just be farming away, looking to take over the map and suck it dry. Now, the issue with the Naga game we saw yesterday, or pardon me, the day prior, is that Naga takes almost too much of the map. When you're winning, when you have map control or even just a slight advantage like a 55-45 or 60-40 spread, then Naga's great because you're stealing farm from the enemies, you're sending illusions into their jungle. Even if they manage to kill your illusions, they don't yield any XP or gold. So you can just constantly spam out the lanes and always find somewhere to farm. The flip side to that, though, is if you're behind, as many Nagas are, she's a hero that sort of progressively plays from behind. That's kind of what she does. You can end up starving your own team out from the map, where heroes like Lion, who otherwise, you know, would be able to fight a little bit more, get some stacks in the jungle, Naga's going to take all of that. So forget about his Blink Dagger. Who is your second support? Well, he's probably not getting much farm, so it doesn't even really matter. That was the story of that last Naga game, where yes, you could kind of keep tempo, but literally everyone on her, everyone else on her team fell very far behind. And there's the Oracle that we talked about earlier in the draft, a tool to deal with the lasso. Now, if somebody gets caught in Oracle's in a pretty good position, he'll be able to cleanse off that lasso easy peasy. Now, Oracle might want to consider an Aether Lens this game. Not something you'd normally see picked up on the Oracle, but in the context of, oh, pardon me, wow, countering the Bat Rider, it actually makes a big difference. The Juggernaut now for the Mongolz. That'll be their safe laner. Good, well-rounded carry. They could pick up something like a Witch Doctor here, one of the classic support carry pairings. A little bit of lockdown for the Jug, the double healing, and also just that curse, the Maledict. Just set up for pretty easy kills with the Juggernaut in the laning stage. Witch Doctor Venge, pretty good support duo. Very aggressive, can rotate around. 2 heroes that can definitely put enough pressure on this Naga to maybe find some kills early on. Naga. especially before Oracle hits level 6. That's really when Oracle's saving potential gets big. Before that, Purifying Flames, more of an aggressive tool than anything else. The Mongolz, though, need to decide how they want the rest of this draft to unfold. They could also put the Juggernaut mid. We've seen that pretty seldom, but it is a possibility, and they could be looking for that final safe lane carry. But feels a little bit less likely here. I would imagine they pick their second support at this stage, then save that final pick for their last core, and likely what they're doing here with the Undying pickup. And right away, Darkseer comes back from Warriors Gaming Unity. So let's talk about the Undying a little bit. It's a hero that we haven't seen much, only a few days into Kappa Season 2, but have not seen Undying touched. And you know, I will admit I have not been watching too many games in the other regions over the past week and a half, but to my knowledge, Undying has not really been that popular of a pick on this patch. For a number of reasons. It seems like mostly since Tombstone was changed now to just be raw auto attacks rather than HP, he's been a lot less popular. This change is actually a buff to Undying in the late game. Whereas before, you could eventually get to a point where you just one-shot the Tombstone, and now it doesn't matter how many rapiers you have, you still have to attack the damn thing 7 times. But it is definitely a nerf in the early game, where if you used to be able to go max Tombstone, drop it down, and it was just damn hard to kill. Now you put a couple of points in it, and 1 or 2 auto attacks from a couple of heroes, and it falls super fast. But still, Undying does put a lot of pressure on early. Really amazing in those mid-game team fights. You can't forget about the ultimate as well. Just a huge AoE damage amp that makes team fights so much more ridiculous. Just good synergy with the Bat Rider and Jug. He puts out a lot of slows, softens people up, then those two can chase him down and finish him off. Both pretty mobile, speedy heroes. You know, even just having Avenge, who can swap somebody back into range of the Undying, who can drop his combo, hit him with a Tombstone, can be pretty hard to deal with. But, you know, what's interesting is generally Undying is picked up against a heavy strength core lineup. Like, Undying is incredible many a time in the same sort of lineups that a Timber Saw is incredible. When a team has a significant portion of strength core heroes, especially of the melee variety. Melee because they have to be grouped up in one area when you're taking fights, and strength because they both sap stats. Whirling Death takes your primary, and Decay takes a little bit of your strength each time. So in that context, not really the dream Undying game that you would normally think of, but in the context of fighting, I think it'll work pretty well. Also, can't forget about the Soul Rip in combo with the Healing Ward. Those two things alone, you don't think of them as huge heals, you know, like a Dazzle or a Witch Doctor, but they're pretty significant. We've seen a lot of Undying. There's a couple different Undying builds you can go for, but we have seen some go for this Soul Rip primary. So you get it on that low cooldown. You're just spamming out heals left and right, and if you get a couple sets of Arcane Boots, it's really pretty cost effective. Guardian Greaves, one of the better items I think you can get on Undying early on, unless you want to go for a fast Vanguard into Crimson or an Atos or something a little more niche-y, kind of like that. But all right, final pick for Warriors Gaming. A lot of Wombo to go with this combo. Queen of Pain, their final choice. And now we've got Darkseer with his Vac Wall, Quap with her Scream Sonic Wave. Follow-up damage from the Lion. They're going to be finding pickoffs pretty easily, I think. And you see the natural synergy where what they're doing here. Naga can set things up with her ultimate. Darkseer comes in with a Vac Wall, and then Quap can drop the damage on top of that. If they can get that combo off, it's pretty devastating. But per usual, easier said than done. And I think the Mongolz have a really good lane setup here. It depends on what they do with this final pick, of course, if they take a mid or a safe lane carry. But I think it's likely to be a mid. A Puck would have been great here. Just some sort of high-octane tempo controller that can come online pretty early, put a lot of pressure on. Something like an Invoker could be pretty good here. I'm surprised Invoker is actually still in the pool. Dragon Knight. And they take DK. All right. So something that comes online even earlier than something like an Invoker. And we've seen actually a few games, even just in this tournament, where Exort Invoker goes for his standard Brown Boots in the Midas build, and it costs the team quite a bit early on in terms of a mid laner that can get active. You know, someone like Quap, as soon as she hits 6 and she has that ultimate available, she is wary of opportunities to gank. Maybe not her highest priority, still needs to farm up that core kit. The timing on that first item is really key for a hero like Queen of Pain to keep tempo through the rest of the game. But still, the fact of the matter is when she's 6, she is ready to fight if the opportunity strikes. Invoker, He's more, how about we don't fight, and you idiots just run around and let me sunstrike you so I can get some free kills while I sit in lane and farm my Midas. And there is a timing window there where the opposition can take control and put a lot of pressure on where your mid just isn't equipped to rotate the lanes and really make a lot happen. So something like a DK is the polar opposite of that problem we just described. Exactly like the Quap, he hits level 6, he's going to start pressuring that tower, he's going to start looking for opportunities. He'll do one of two things. Either sit in the mid lane while the Quap roams and get a very early kill on this tier 1 tower, or he'll hit level 6 and start roaming around, and that's when they'll begin the death ball and knock down those side lane tier 1 towers nice and early on. With someone like Undying, so now Dragon Knight has a lot of survivability, very tanky frontliner. You've got 2 sources of heals to keep him alive, and you've got some good initiation, crowd control, follow-up damage. For me, what this draft comes down to is that Mongolz have a lineup that will come online earlier. They should be able to get a fair bit out of the lanes, and that's the first checkpoint. If you win all 3 of your lanes, it doesn't necessarily matter if your mid-game team fight isn't quite as strong on paper. You can leverage that advantage you've picked up and the disadvantage the enemy has to take control. And if you knock down all those outer towers, start to starve the map, then all of a sudden you run into that Naga problem that we talked about. Sure, maybe Naga's farming a little bit, maybe she gets a timely Radiance, but she still needs a hell of a lot more to hit critical mass than just a little Radiance and a couple of follow-up speed items like Boots of Travel and a Yasha. So we'll see. It's going to be an interesting match. Again, just a best of 1 here, folks. No elimination today. This is upper bracket, baby. This is opening round. 16-team double elim. The top 2 from this 16-team bracket will be moving on to the top 4, where Fnatic and MVP Phoenix are already waiting. And, well, that'll be the final playoffs. That's where this baby gets rounded out. But we are still very early on in the coverage, folks. Thank you so much for joining us here for C Kappa Season 2. So we still continue to get caffeinated bright and early here on the East Coast of America, 8 a.m. Whew. Prime time for all y'all in Southeast Asia right now. Interesting lane setup, a 2-2-1 coming out of both sides. Vengeful Spirit going to start mid, try to help out with that first lane, and Lion with the same idea. The both of them simultaneously will just walk apart. It's a dual off lane for the Mongolz, so kind of going for an aggro off lane, if you will. Bat Rider Undying. Definitely some kill potential between these two. Standard stuff at level 1, Decay as well as the Sticky Napalm. Not as much kill potential in these early levels, but once maybe level 3 comes out, they can lay down some fire, they can drop some slows, and they have a lot to protect this Tombstone with. You know, you just lay some fire and stack up the Sticky. Even if you do manage to kill the Tombstone, you still got the Bat Rider who's put a lot of damage into you and can chase you down. So, got a little bug here. Yeah, that's a big deal. So I have seen this before. Not recently, but maybe a year and a half ago. So this is what happens when someone DCs at the exact same time the lobby loads. So if you have someone, for example, that is hanging to load, the countdown timer is going, and they connect in right as the game starts, sometimes the game will start and count that person as already DC'd before the game began. So when they reconnect, they have this thing where it's just like a lever, where any gold they get gets redistributed to the team, and they're always stuck at 0. I think we need to remake. I don't think there is any other fix. If their admin's not here, I can do it. All right, old Zyori. I believe there is no other way to fix it, if I'm not mistaken. So, all right, I am going to cut to the camera. Y'all are going to have to look at my beautiful, beautiful face here while I get this lobby going. Let's see how fast old Zyori can do it. Do 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 do. Okay. gotta make sure I set up the first pick and everything properly. Go AP. Okay. Good call. All right, looks like we're going to get this next lobby started momentarily here. Zyori to the rescue. You know, some days I wake up, I put on my caster hat, you know, I dust off the microphone. Some days I wake up and, you know, I just look at that admin hat and think, what could have been? What could I have achieved if I had just put my admin skills to the test? All right, so we've got our team in the lobby here. None of our support staff have rejoined the new lobby. Looks like our Russian caster still has not rejoined the lobby, so he was either AFK through the entire draft or just is still sitting in that paused game, doesn't read English, and has no idea that Let's Go Remake means we're starting a new lobby. I don't know. Not sure which way to read it, folks, but we got 10 out of 10, and we're going to get going here momentarily. I'm going to keep this going. I don't want to cut the local. We are going to go into an AP remake. Hey, Soylent. You know, I didn't have time to make breakfast today. I don't know how much I really like the Soylent. I'm not going to lie. It tastes okay. I can't get over drinking calories, but I grabbed it just in case I get super hungry. And halfway through the game, I feel like, oh, we got a carb load. All right, well, oh man, I don't know. It's weird. It tastes. I guess it's an American only thing or North America only. It's like, you know. Oh, he's looking for the name of the lobby. I changed the name. It's ticketed though. You should be able to see it, you limey bastard. All right. Oh, come on. You know, I bought a Mac laptop, and now my Windows hotkey skills are going down the tubes. All right, let's get this going. Come on, RU caster, I believe in you. I pulled a quick one. I changed the name of the lobby on him, and he wasn't ready for it. Oh, come on, man. I hate it when I'm stuck in a situation like this where the teams are ready and waiting and there's a caster that's struggling. I'm like, which one do I do? I don't see. All right. Well, everyone else sees it. Okay. He says he doesn't see it. It's full of players, so pretty sure that means the lobby is up and ready to rock and roll. It's all pick. It's probably... Come on, dog. Come on, my man. You got this. I believe in you. Come on, Alba. All right, I think I'm going to give him like another 5 more seconds here, and then we're going. This is not rocket science. I'm going to ask teams if they're ready. Okay, teams G. You always have to ask for the G, you know? I'm getting pretty good at communicating in basic characters to people that don't speak the same language as me. All right, Russian bro. I'm so sorry to start this without you, but you are too slow. We ain't got all day, son. All right, so here we go, folks. Loading back in. Do 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 do. All right, so hopefully everybody picks the same. Piss bottle, yeah. Well, let's just say he's not happy that I started without him. I mean, what the fuck you want me to do, man? Yeah, I don't know how to coach you into finding lobbies. I haven't achieved that level of pay grade yet. You know, they didn't hire me as a fucking lobby coach. I'm just here to make jokes. All right, so looks like we're all good here. Lobby number 2, second time's a charm. Or third time's a charm, isn't that the saying? Second time's a doozy. Well, whatever the fuck. All right, so I forgot what we were talking about as we got in here. Oh, yeah, they had the interesting lane setup. You know, with these kind of deals, I think there's usually a gentleman's agreement for the most part to... oh, good luck, my Sanj. I'm Yasha. Oh, this is so cute. You're my Sanke. You're my Yancha. Oh, God. But I think there is a gentleman's agreement to kind of do the same initial setup in terms of setting heroes to the same lanes. I don't know that you reproduce the wards. I wasn't paying close enough attention to see exactly where they were before we remade.
30 seconds to battle.
We'll see. There may be some change arenas. There was no first blood, so even if these teams do call an audible, rotate around a little bit, I don't think it's the end of the world. Curious if we'll see that 2-2-1 again with 2 heroes kind of supporting the mid lane. And it looks like it. Battle for the first runes here. Who's going to get it? Let me guess. Each mid laner is going to pick it up uncontested. Yep, there we go. Every game. How come nobody fights over bounty runes anymore? I guess it flunks like the SWOT analysis, you know, the risk-reward ratio. We take a fight, the chance, like the expected value of the potential losses of us losing the fight versus the potential gains of 100 gold with no XP. Yeah, I guess it's pretty much minus expected value every time, unless you have some ridiculously good level 1 team that's, you know, gonna cheese it up or something. I just want to see more versatility. You know, I want to see some early fights. I want to see somebody lace up the gloves and come out swinging. None of this Nancy just, okay, you get this one, we'll get this one. We're all gonna smile and hold hands while we share. Fuck the gentleman's agreement. Just go all in. Here we go, though. Undying, getting aggressive up in the top lane. Squaring up against the 2 supports of WG.Unity. And actually in a little bit of trouble here. Is going to connect with one more decay. Great body blocks coming from Zaki. And Afu on the back line just laying in the damage. Fortune's End going to lock him in place. He eats the Fairy Fire. He's going for the deny. But Lion with the stun. Nicely played. Zaki draws the first blood. Finds himself a little bit of bonus gold there. Very nice indeed. All right. Good start for the Dire. Undying. Biting off a little more than he could chew there. Definitely did not need to be quite so aggressive with the positioning. But that's okay. Kind of an odd setup from the Mongolz with this dual offlane. Not something you see too frequently with a Bat Rider. This is one of the heroes that really needs that early experience. He wants to get level 6 pretty much as quickly as possible for the most part. We've seen some Bat Riders, though, go for this more alternate build. We've even seen Bat Riders change up the build a lot and just go for an early drum, skip the lasso until level 8, level 9 sometimes, and just put a lot of damage out into the lane. Be more of a lane dominator and slow down the enemy carry rather than rushing the Blink Dagger and moving around the map. So the fact that Undying's here could be a sign that they want to stay in lane and fight a little bit. Bat Rider, one of the better heroes to deal with this stack, as we're seeing here. So say goodnight to that, Naga. Bat's going to be happy to steal all that. We'll have to share some of the XP, but finding most of the last hits at least, except for the 2 big ones. Now we're going to see more initiation. Undying, taking a lot of damage. Does level up Soul Rip level 2. That buys him some time. Oh, they're going to get that Dark Troll Summoner. Pesky Dire. So maybe this is part of it. They know Bat Rider wouldn't be able to take out that big camp there by himself. Uh-oh. Undying. Too much damage. Double damage on Zaki. Helps set it up. But one more from the Bat Rider. Should be able to bring down this Lion. He eats the Fairy Fire, gets the auto attack, and finds the kill. It's a 2-on-1, but he's laying down fire like a madman, trying to run through the tree line. Eats a salve and will actually heal up to a pretty decent HP pool. Undying already respawned back in the fray. Looking to put some pressure on, and that's where it will end. Not a bad trade for the Mongolz, honestly. Bat Rider getting a solo kill, clearing out most of that stack. I think they'll take it. Bat Rider now the last hit leader. Bottom lane, though, Proxy on the Venge. He's rotated down, trying to zone out the Darkseer. Quap, Dragon Knight mid. Just a static farm fest. Quap is completely dominating him here, though. This is one of the lineups that, or matchups that Quap definitely has the advantage. She's gone for this dagger primary build. Pretty standard when Quap's up against a melee hero. But usually DK can snipe a few more last hits than this, just with bottle crowing and spamming out that breathe fire. He's really struggling quite a bit. Great sign for WG.Unity. Dragon Knight going to be one of the key tempo controllers for the Mongolz. Alright, hold on a sec here. They want me to add somebody. Oh, sweet Jiminy Crickets. Sorry, folks. Hopefully we don't miss any kills. Oh, sounds like we're missing a kill. Sorry, this is official admin business here. How do I add this guy? How do we become friends? God damn it! Steam, there's got to be a better way to do this. Are you kidding me? There we go. Why does... My friends list is full, son of a bitch! Alright, who's getting the boot? F-Dog. Sorry, man. I don't know who you are. Oh, this sucks, dude. This really sucks. My friends list is full. I just removed somebody. Alright, well, we're going to get back into it. Alright, we're back. Well, that sucks. They wanted me to friend the other caster so you can watch the game, but my friends list is bugged. I can't add new people. Anytime I try to add someone, it says my friends list is full, even if I remove somebody. Isn't that about a bitch, huh? That's a sad story. Let me try. I'll try one more time. We'll watch Zachy rotate about here. Sorry, friends. What if I clear out all of my pending ones? Sorry, everybody that is trying to be my friend. Oh, Undying. I think I've actually might have gotten it to work. I'm yelling at him in all caps. All right, guys, multitasking to the extreme. All right, let's get back into this game. Sorry about that, folks. Hashtag production value, hashtag moonduck, hashtag Kappa get fucked. Here we go. What's Naga up to? 34 last hits, doing pretty well. Oddshit's actually getting a lot of farm up here in this safe lane. But here we go. The fight breaks out. Undying taking huge damage. Rotation from the Quap. More than he bargained for. Sonic Wave connects on two. Proxy on the run, but Masquerade zoning back the Lion. They're probably going to be able to find this kill on the Vengeful Spirit unless she can get the deny. These pesky Centaurs, they are frisky this time of year. But Queen of Pain blinks forward, gets the kill. WG.Unity laces him up, and they are heavily rewarded. Let's take a look at net worth here. And oh, daddy, it's the Quap and the Naga Siren at the top of the charts. Even though this Bat Rider started off strong in the lane, hasn't really gotten much more done besides that. I just missed a kill mid on the Dragon Knight. Looks like they were able to set it up with the Fortune's End. Another one for Queen of Pain. That's a kill that's not supposed to happen, I don't think. I can't figure out how to accept my friend request, and I can't help you. Bat Rider caught by the Fortune's End. This is going to be another kill going the way of WG.Unity. Boys, they're starting to run away with this one. Zachy probably going to fall, but still a worthy trade there. Killing the core Bat Rider. Naga Siren being the one to get the kill on top of that. Now they're going to go back in onto Proxy. Quap with a double damage hops up. Vengeful Spirit, what are you thinking, you silly Willy? Way too far forward. WG.Unity. The invited team. This might be one of the more predictable setups we've seen. Most of the matches that we've actually broadcast so far in this tournament have been an invited team versus the qualified team, and the invited teams are generally the heavy favorites. And so far the qualifier teams have put up damn good fights. This is the first one where the invited team is really looking a lot better just straight up out of the gate. Pretty much every lane is going their way. The only one who's been struggling a little bit is that of the Darkseer. He didn't have the easiest time putting pressure on that enemy safe lane. But he is level 7, got himself a soul ring, so he's at least cruising or trending, rather, in a positive trajectory here. He actually jacks a bounty rune from the Dragon Knight. That hurts. He's only got 1 bottle charge. But now the 5-man commences. Now a 4-man, really. Up top, Bat Rider's trying to find himself a solo kill. They're going to go 4 heroes in the bottom lane. They will have an Elder Dragon for him. He used it straight away. And his tower is going to start taking big damage. Meanwhile, up top, Bat Rider does get repelled. And it looks like WG.Unity will pull a rotation. Looks like they will try to defend this tower down bottom. Snake taking some of the early harassment here, but they do have the healing ward. The tower falls. No deny comes out. Oracle fingered and brought, or probably not fingered, but just brought down. Quap obliterates the creep wave. Huge ult on the whole team. Kills the Jug and the Venge, and now it's a 2-on-2. Undying and the Elder Dragon trying to bring down the Quap. She'll have a blink in about 3 seconds. It doesn't look like they have the damage here. She gets the healing ward. Now Zaki comes around. Say goodnight to your mana. Well, it's not really a hold for WG.Unity, but ends up being an okay fight. I would have said that free farm for Naga, but she's actually struggling up against this Bat Rider. Has to use the Song of the Siren to prevent death and reset the sticky stacks. Not the easiest lane to farm in. And look at this, Bat Rider actually going for that build that I talked about, the drum first lane dominator Bat Rider. He did level up Lasso at 6, but still going to be playing more of that lane presence style. There is a Finger of Death available on Zaki, actually out of mana now as he drops the Hex. Looks like WG.Unity are just going to back out, try and reset things and take this fight another day. Up top, Masquerade, 3-on-1 all of a sudden. They pull a rotation he wasn't ready for. Back down bottom, looks like everyone will get away, and this time DK able to bottle up a bounty rune. Oh my gosh, Vengeful Spirit farming so aggressively in the lane. Does have support nearby. Drops a stun, will be able to survive, but very forward positioning. Quap on her way in. Thinking about an initiation here, but she doesn't have ult. Down for another 42. This will be a tough angle to initiate. Naga up to 2,100 gold all the while. This is great 4 Protect 1 style. Quap blinks in, eats the Invis rune. Cheeky little play right there. A risky biscuit. They've got a Sentry Ward. They drop it down. But it looks like Quap not going to do the same thing twice. So this is great news for WG.Unity. If they can just keep this up, make space for the Naga, I think they'll be quite happy with the dividends. Naga's going to continue to push out that lane. Quap ult down for another 10. Oracle takes the ult from Jug. I think he will pop. Woo! Just barely lives through it. That's the false promise. Queen of Pain again blinks in, trying to soften him up. Finger from Zaki, not enough to finish off the Juggernaut. He'll start to regen up. Quap low on mana here, but has just barely enough for the Sonic Wave. Could connect on the whole team. This is a brilliant setup. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Drop that hammer. I know it's coming. I know it's coming, Quap. This is you. This is your time. This is your day. She misses the deny. Doesn't drop the ult. Why are they so timid? Why didn't they go for it? Oh, my God. There was a setup there for Lion to get a stun on at least 2 or 3. Quap could have Sonic Whipped. I think they could have murdered at least 2 on that team, but they played a little more cautious. The tower falls, and now the rotation from Mongolz come to WG.Unity. Or, pardon me, come to Oddjit on WG.Unity. Naga going to try to scurry away here. It's a 5-on-1, actually. Courier comes flying on in. She gets stunned up. 2,800 gold. This is a time where she doesn't want to die. No points in the ensnare. But she is going to slither away just quickly enough. 5-hero rotation from the Mongolz does not yield a kill. Instead, they ping out this tower. Mongolz using this Dragon Knight pretty effectively. They're at a 3k gold, 4.5k experience deficit here. But they are doing a good job using the strength of their lineup. 5-manning very early on with this Undying. He is going for the max Tombstone build and making sure that they're not sleeping on WG.Unity. They're constantly taking objectives, putting pressure on, and making sure that they're limiting space to farm. This is exactly how you want to play a Dragon Knight. Bat Rider probably going for the drum initially and realizing, hey, you know what? I've actually gotten a lot of farm at this point. Maybe I should just get the Blink Dagger, pick it up at a good timing, and we can start to control this game. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, WG.Unity doing a push of their own. They force out the Glyph. All the while, the Mongolz put some pressure into this tier 2 up top. It's a pretty big tower to open up this dire jungle. And if they take this one, that's 2 towers in a row in the top lane in conjunction with that mid-tier 1. they'll actually have a lot of control to put some pressure on this Naga, and I reckon they'll want to put some wards down, block out some of these camps, and continue to take control. Some TPs towards the mid lane. They won't get there in time to save the tower. WG.Unity want to fight, though. Snake in the front line, uses the spin. Now a stun onto Nana. Gets cleansed up by the Oracle. That's the false promise down, though. When on the way in, Snake looking for the ult, connects, Omni Slash kills the Darkseer. Now the swap back onto Quap. She takes some wall damage. She's already used the ultimate, and she's taking heavy damage. Now Zaki slowed down by the Sticky. It's a 3-0. The Mongolz get a 2-for-1 tower trade, and the Queen's dominating streak, and they take the team fight. The only thing that doesn't go their way is they still lose that tier 1 mid without a deny, but hey, I think they'll take that. Naga Siren not out of the clear yet. She does have the relic, 3.8k worth of gold flying in on that courier, so she is still farming very well. At this point, it will be a decently timed Radiance, but the Mongolz with this kind of mid-game momentum, they can absolutely put on enough pressure to close out this game before Naga hits critical mass and turtle up on the high ground. It's 100% possible. And looking at that shift in momentum, one more team fight and they'll actually take themselves the lead. They're not done yet. They're going to put pressure onto this tier 2 tower mid. No glyph available for WG.Unity. Flame break off the mark here. They don't have an Omni Slash for 75, and they don't have a lasso for 30. Probably not the best time for the Mongolz to fight, and they will back up and reset a little bit here. All right. Lion up to about 1,400 gold. 2/3 of the way to his Blink Dagger. That'll be a big pickup for WG.Unity. Also, the mech on the Darkseer now completed. So, big items indeed. Finger of Death ready. They want to put some pressure on this Juggernaut. Jug is farming quite well. I'm pretty curious what build he's going to move into. I have a feeling we're going to see just the standard Battle Fury type build come out. 2,600. Could just go into early Sanch and Yasha. Could be a game where he wants to rush a Manta as well. Quap going for the Oblivion Staff into Orchid first item. Generally a sign that you can get away with that early Manta. Cleansing off the Orchid is damn powerful. What does he pick up, Mr. Courier? It's a Yasha. So, you know, I keep saying Snake, but it's Sanke. Yeah, I'm dyslexic. My bad. Holy dyslexia, Batman. This whole time I've been saying Snake. Fuck me. Either way, he gets a Yasha. So it could be SNY, could be Manta, could just be a casual Yasha into Blink Dagger. We've also seen that build before. Bat Rider on the bottom side of the tree line looking for an angle to initiate. He does have a Blink. Just the presence of the Blink Dagger online for the Bat. WG.Unity so cautious to initiate. They will concede their tier 2 tower mid, and 16 minutes in, only one outer tower remaining. Pretty good spot for the Mongolz to be in, but it has come at a cost. Naga Sirens finally online, baby. Level 11. And the Radiance. The turbo farming will begin. She's number 1 on net worth now by a small margin, and, well, expect that margin to grow quite a bit in the upcoming moments. They will do a smoke rotation, Naga Siren included, so I guess they do want to reveal this Radiance. A little spike in the power curve. An interesting play from WG.Unity. Probably not something the Mongolz are going to see coming. You don't really think of Naga looking to pick a fight at this stage in the game, but with the level 2 ultimate, definitely has that shorter cooldown, and they might use the Naga to go in with a song to set this up. Taking a look at Dire, they have very limited vision here. Illusion's on the way. Spin from the Jug keeps him safe. Wall of Replica comes down. They'll keep Nana alive with the false promise. Nice ult from the Quap, brings down the Undying. Tombstone falls to boot, and Nana survives and heals. Now Proxy gets turned on. The swap not going to be enough to save him. Sanke on the retreat, trying to live through it. Dragon Knight actually putting out a lot of return damage. Song of the Siren not going to stop the Jug. He does secure the kill before getting killed, perhaps. No, it's the Queen of Pain that loses the duel. Sanke gets the kill, and it's a 3-for-5. Mongolz, the team that was initiated upon, turn the fight around and make it happen. Oh, my. Pretty clutch Blade Fury there from the Juggernaut. Sanke. All right, let's take a look. We're going to relive some madness here. No doubt about that one. This was sick nasty. Oh, fuck. I never started the replay buffer. God damn it. All right, we're not going to look at the instant replay on that. Hopefully there's another big team fight so I can use the instant replay. Jesus Christ. You know, I woke up today, I put on my admin hat, I put on my caster hat, I forgot to put on my replay buffer hat. God damn it. My apologies, folks. That was a team fight worth reliving. Usually we use it just to fuck around, but that time it would have been serious. Son of a bitch. Well, either way, we'll look at the gold graph instead, as we like to call it. Instant Replay's stupid cousin. About a 3K net worth lead here for the Mongolz, and XP has leveled out. So most of that net worth lead now is just in those outer towers. Right now, the total count is 5-2, so that's where most of that extra gold boost is coming from. I think a good time to strike for the Mongolz might be before this Orchid comes out on the Quap. She's getting really close, and they might not even be able to hit that timing now that I see how much gold she has sitting in the bank. But Bat Rider's been able to pick up his drum. He's now gotten up to level 9. I think the Mongolz definitely want to keep this high octane. Wow, Jug actually maybe a sign of the opposite. He went into Yasha first item and goes back for the Battle Fury. So just wanted that extra little bit of movement speed utility so we could farm more efficiently to now move into the AoE clear. I guess Mongolz feeling like they probably won't be able to break high ground and finish this game before Naga gets pretty big, so they will need some AoE creep clear to deal with those illusions. And hey, what better to do that than the Battle Fury? We go. Roshan under assault. This should be a free Rosh for the Radiant. Dire have not much intel. They do have a ward, actually, right outside of the pit, but not going to contest and not in a position to get over there. And instead, they'll just sit back and get 2 big items. Blink on Lion and Orchid on Quap. So probably worth it to sit back and just get those big pickups and hand over the Rosh. But now they need to split when... Oh, God, is he in trouble? Vacuum on 4. It is not going to make a lick of difference. A double damage Dragonite comes flapping those wings on the way in. Dire do get a tower kill up top, though. Queen of Pain split pushing does pay off and doing a lot of damage to this tier 2 as well. Absolutely no reaction from the Mongolz. She's got it down to about half health. Still a glyph remaining. Are they just going to hand this over? A free tier 2 tower? They're not even close to the tier 2 in the bottom lane. It's a really slow reaction. They'll even burn 3 TPs. Quap hangs around, goes for the stun on Proxy, gets a bit cocky here. Masquerade has the lasso, but they don't have the damage. Venge too slow on the stun, and Zaki will blink back to disjoint. Sloppy setup there from the Mongolz. They definitely could have handled that a bit better. If they were going to defend this tower, they should have just done it early on, and if they were going to let it go, they should have just let it go. But they did this kind of middle ground, pussyfooting around with it. And that's not going to be the name of the game here. I'm surprised at how well this Jug has been able to farm. Still keeping up with the Naga Siren for now. But BOTs are out. This is when she'll start to make that jump from decent farmer to extreme turbo farmer. Just the movement speed alone from the BOTs and the Yasha make her farming course so much more efficient. And, with probably needless to say, the BOTs let her split push, take advantage of those spaces in the map where there are no enemies to be found. You know, we haven't really looked at Dragonite's items this game, but Armlet and BKB will be his items of choice. No Blink Dagger. We've seen a lot of the Armlet into Blink before BKB, but I guess with a Bat Rider feeling like they don't need that much initiation. Instead, they need survivability, they need damage. Great item to have on the Dragonite per usual. He'll have the Aegis of the Immortal 2 minutes into that 5-minute timer. So 3 to go, and with that, the Mongolz will smoke up. Also a pipe on the way for Vengeful Spirit, as well as the Battle Fury completed on the Jug. Radiant do have a scan here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Actually not going to use it. Ooh, good word placement on the high ground. That ward gives you great intel when you're trying to break the high ground. It's pretty easy to de-ward. It'll often just get taken out once the enemy... It's pretty easy for the opposition to realize you have vision high ground as they clear out creep waves. You can still see what's going on and cast auto attacks. They'll put sentries down and take it out right away. It's one of those pretty obvious wards, but when you get it down in a sneaky situation like that where they don't really see it, it gives you a lot of information just for that first initiation. And sometimes that's all you need. Just the intel to catch somebody in the back line, take that one fight, and then if the ward dies, screw it. It already paid
Radiant's top tower
paid for
is under
itself.
attack.
Here we go. High ground siege. Elder Dragon form used right away. Dire do have a glyph available here. They get the tier 2 tower in the top lane. And now they start to rotate. Queen of Pain, TP on cooldown. Nagas is actually on cooldown as well. She has a Gem of Truth Sight, but is not in the position to take out some of these key wards. Mongolz do force out a glyph. That's a step in the right direction. And now Retribution will just start poking at the high ground. Backdoor protection's broken, and the Corrosive Breath does a lot. They might not realize this is the true Naga Siren. She doesn't have enough mana for the ult. They can catch her with a lasso here. This would be huge. Oh, Naga Siren. That's a gem down. A long cast point on Song of the Siren. One of the longest in the game. And you can see it right there. She was raising the swords. They catch her with a lasso. Would have been a close call either way, as she barely had mana for that ultimate. But now that she's down, probably going to have to use a buyback here. I think losing the gem is really what makes that a costly death. Yeah, you're going to have trouble defending the high ground. You might have to buy back, but the gem is what's going to allow WG.Unity to regain some map control, to clear out these kind of wards that make these pushes a lot easier. Also, a huge cost. It's net worth going the way of the Mongolz. This tier 3 tower definitely going to fall, looks like, but whoa, big back. There's the wall. Sonic Wave on 4. This whole Radiant team taking big damage, but Retribution somehow still alive. They mech through it. They're still fighting. The Undying just too damn beefy. Even with this amazing setup, they're not cleaning up all these kills. Retribution stays around to finish off the tower. That'll be his Aegis. And Finger of Death comes in to clean up the Undying. Now Retribution will pay for his insolence, and they will claim only a tier 3 tower. 4-0. Jug, the only survivor. My God. Good thing we started that replay buffer, because that's one worth rewatching. What a topsy-turvy game. I feel bad for all of you poor souls that have your Arcanas on this one, because this is still anyone's game for the taking. Let's go to our Moonduck instant replay here. Good. Beautiful. I mean, it just doesn't get much better than that. The wall comes out a little bit late. Uh-oh, back in the real game. Well, we'll see a kill there. Get back a little late. Bat Rider too far forward in the lane. Just a brilliant setup, though, from WG.Unity. We talked about it in the draft. This game's actually going pretty close to how we predicted. Mongolz had the better lanes, kind of. At least got a lot done in that early laning stage and early mid-game. We're going to hold this thought. There was a fight, breaks out. Initiation on the Undying. Nana taking big damage. He gets mech'd up. Thank you to the Darkseer, and now they will retreat. But WG.Unity have the Wombo combo, and that's where it shines. When you're in this tight corridor here on the high ground. Capitalize. Blink Dagger up on Ishkafel Darkseer. Quap now moving into the stinking Lincoln Sphere. A lot of good stuff to absorb this game. Another swap, Magic Missile, Lasso, Dragon Tail. A lot of big stuns and disables to lock this Quap down. I think this is a great Lincoln's game. One of my favorite builds to go for. Oracle, indeed, picking up that Aether Lens, as we talked about during the draft. Great item to have against the Bat Rider when you're using that ult, mostly to cleanse Lasso. Allows you to sit way far back, out of harm's way, and still keep your enemies safe. Lion may be thinking about an Aether Lens this game also. Not just for the long-range finger, but being able to sit back and get that Blink Hex counter initiation on a potential Lasso target. If you can catch the Bat with the Hex, can't Force Staff away, can't run away, all sorts of stuff. But Bat didn't even go the Force Staff. Now he's gone for Yule's Scepter, some extra movement speed. Up to about 450 base movement speed now, pretty good. Smoke from the Mongolz, also Manta completed on the Jug, so he went Yasha Battle Fury back into the Manta. Uh-oh, here we go, Lasso onto Afu. Oracle gets brought down like a sack of bricks, as does the Radiant Courier. Just a cloak on it.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This split pushing Quap, though, is pretty relentless. Orchid out onto the Juggernaut. His Manta's actually on cooldown. That could have been a big opportunity. He probably would have just been able to Blade Fury, but still. I think if she didn't look at the Manta cooldown, or notice it rather, but I think if she just dropped the full rotation and just blew him up, he might have died. It would have been a pretty close call. Either way, can't get caught up living in the past. How's Naga Siren? She's got her Manta now, 1,800 gold. All right, Ajit. Probably just going to go for the Octarine next. Get that super short cooldown on the ultimate. Get the 100% uptime on your mirror image. It's just the go-to item for Naga, honestly. Although I will say, we saw this the other day, the Arcane Boot Naga with no bottle, I think, is a slightly more efficient build. Bottle is definitely good. You need some sort of a mana regen piece, no doubt about it, but you can go for the Arcane Boots, spam out all that extra mana for yourself, and then just break them apart, and you already have a piece for the Octarine once you go BOTs. The bottle doesn't really transition into another item the same way the Arcane... Arcane, or geez, I was gonna say the Arcane Orb. My God, the Energy Booster. Holy fuck, what's going on with my brain? Oh God, Blink Dagger up on Juggernaut. All right, I'm getting comfortable here, folks. Doesn't look like there's any sign of this game ending in the near future. We're gonna buckle our seatbelts. We're gonna get tuckered in here. So we got a long game on our hands. Retribution moving into the Shadow Blade now. Very interesting choice for the Dragonite. As I mentioned before, we've been seeing a lot more of this Blink Dagger Dragonite. I feel like that's been the popular build. But there is some merit to the Shadow Blade. Does give you some extra stats, a little more damage and attack speed. Does have a transition item, of course, in the Silver Edge. And a Silver Edge debuff on Naga Siren. That's interesting. I hadn't really thought about that one before. But once she gets huge, stopping her damage output by a decent chunk for 5 seconds, I could see some merit to that. Though I think the item pickup is more so that the DK can have a way to initiate. That works to scout. You know, Blink Dagger, you sort of have to have vision already. Now he can go Shadow Blade, cruise in deep in enemy territory, get some intel, be like, Eureka, I found one. Then all of a sudden, Bat Rider comes in, grabs him with the lasso, pulls him into no man's land. All sorts of little synergies when you have somebody that can act as kind of the mobile ward when you're looking to initiate fights. Gem advantage, still going the way of the Radiant. Naga now has her soul booster, but has yet to invest in another gem, so they are a little more limited on vision than they kind of planned on at this stage of the game. Also a Mystic Staff out on the Dark Seer, probably a Shiva's Guard, I would imagine, but it could also be a Hex. Honestly, Blink Hex against Bat Rider is damn good. They've already got a lot of tools to deal with him, but just another initiation tool for WG.Unity I think could prove cost-effective. Dire have a ward here. They know exactly what's going on. This is Dire vision we're looking at. So they know exactly where the Mongolz are. We're going to look at Roach HP here. They're going to move in. This is so risky for the Mongolz. Oh, God, Darkseer. He's going to come. He's going to goo all over him. He gets the Jug onto the high ground, drops the wall. There's the Sonic Wave. Connects on 3. They kill Undying before the fight even really starts. The BKB Dragonite is taking so much damage from the right clicks. The Shadow Blade will reset and buy him some time. Is he actually going to live? Quap has an idea of where he is. She gets stunned up. Stunned twice even. They kill the Juggernaut off to the side, and Quap's going to clean it up over here. Gets the Dragonite, Orchid onto the Venge, and Purifying Flames will do the dirty. 4-0, a team fight that WG.Unity were hoping for, and boy, does it work out. It's a big net worth swing, about 4K across the board. Quap, the big damage dealer on the Dire, and this guy here, the Dragonite, the big damage dealer on the Radiant. Honestly, the saddest part about that whole fight was Undying. He didn't do anything. He's your mech carrier. He's got a tombstone. You want him to stay alive to get some value out of Flesh Golem. They simply need it for the damage output. Jug also getting stuck on the high ground. He has a Blink Dagger, but he was locked up top to start that fight. Not what he was hoping for. But let's lock our camera here. Let's take a look. Let's see where... Oh.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Where did the Mongolz go wrong? Come on, Quappy.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
We're going to see a fight break out. Nope, doesn't look like it. Both sides just going to go back to farming. Good, that'll give us time for some Moonduck replay analysis. All right, so here we go. Mongolz, they're in the Roche pit. acting like they own the place. Undying's just sitting on the low ground like, hey, guys, I've got mech. I've got tombstone ready. Instantly gets blown up. He doesn't mech, doesn't tombstone. He doesn't cast a goddamn spell. The Jug has to TP out to get off of the high ground, so it's a 5v3 for the vast majority of the fight. Retribution just barely walks away because of the Shadow Blade. Jug on the other side, as we're watching this, walks into the team, literally goes full to nil in a matter of seconds. Now let's go back to in-game because I think a fight might be breaking out here. Yep. Oh, Zaki. He's going to get caught. Bat Rider going to get a free pick. Not the biggest of deals, just a support going down. I think Unity can handle it. It's 1,200 net worth swing, though, for just a pick on the Lion. Not so bad. I think they'll be happy with that. It actually secures Bat Rider's Force Staff, of all things. Quap looking for a kill on the bench. Soul Burn, not going to be enough. Mech and Soul Rip actually keep him up. Oh, that Roche. I can't believe they went for it. You know, honestly, once Roche is at half health there, as the Undying, I hate to harp on his misplays, but you have to put the Tombstone down. Like, there's almost no reason there not to just put the Tombstone on the high ground. Like, the way he was positioned, he was kind of standing out of the pit. He was thinking, all right, guys, you commit to Roche. I'm going to stand out here, and once they fight, if they want to commit to something, I'll be ready to counter-initiate. I think that was, like, the idea that he had in mind with his positioning, but it completely backfired. And the Tombstone lasts long enough that you might as well just preemptively put it down to secure yourself from Roche. Vengeful Spirit can be picked off in the jungle. Ward on the high ground makes it nice and easy. Trying to de-ward it. Got the sentry, but it's going to cost him his life, and the ward stays standing. Quap just putting a lot of pressure on at this point. Trying to keep these lanes pushed in. Limit space on the map for farming. WG, look at that goal graph. Man, have they broken this game wide open. 14K net worth, 7,500 experience. 35 minutes in, they're in pretty good shape. Naga is at that point now where she is massive. Hard to kill, and there is nothing slowing her down. They're the ones with map control now. So Naga can farm all of this beautiful area, and her team can farm all of this area. Sharing is caring, as they say. That's a beautiful pictograph there, by the way. Oh, Quap, where are you going? That's initiation on the Masquerade. Bat Rider gets caught and brought down. Enjoy the fiery abyss of hell, Bat Rider, because that's where you're going. Naga Siren has now picked up another gem. Actually didn't reclaim the one from Undying. I'm not sure whose gem is whose at this point. Undying's holding on to Afu's, and looks like this is just another one that Zaki bought that the Naga's hanging on to. So one gem apiece for now. Honestly, not as big of a deal at this point. Helpful to have for WG.Unity against the Dragon Knight. But there are bigger problems than gems right now. Radiant Squad, they've got a glyph. They've got a couple of buybacks, too. This is the hold they need to make. Sanke. Oh, man, the finger, the Sonic Wave almost brings him down, but it's not enough. Swap pulls him back, and he'll be okay. But Naga now has a full Heart of Tarask. That's 3,500 HP on the sushi smelling fish lady. I think it's about time for WG.Unity. They've still got the Aegis for another 30 seconds. Actually not going to get too much value out of this one. Still in the inventory, the Queen of Pain. They also complete a couple key items here. The Yule's Scepter on Oracle and the Shiva's Guard on Darkseer. They've got pretty much every teamfight item they could ever want at this point. I mean, maybe a pipe or something. All right, say goodbye to the Aegis. Oh, Proxy. Proxy. He's going to bait it out. This time he's got a smoke behind him. Quick blink from the Quap. Leaves the Darkseer behind, but there's a false promise. He sets it up with a Vac. Sonic Wave on 4. Shiva's Guard can come out at any time from the Darkseer, and it does. Big damage. My golly, they do bring him down, but he puts out a huge amount of damage before he falls. Now the Bat Rider gets cleaned up. They're trying to braid down this Oracle, and they probably will. WG.Unity just a little too split up. Where's the Naga? Oh, she's finally joining this fight. Zaki now stunned by the Dragonite. Naga might still be able to clean house. A lot of damage onto the Undying. One last Soul Rip buys him some time, but now Sanke caught by the Ensnare. They've got the Orchid. He'll cleanse it off, but it just doesn't matter. They're going to get cleaned up. It started as a good fight for the Radiant. Buyback now by the Juggernaut. It's a 4 for 3. Buyback used by the Jug. Venge survived through it, I think. Yeah, she sure did. It is a small net worth gain for WG.Unity, but the real story here is Naga Siren's still alive and sieging the base. How do they stop this? I mean, Proxy outside the base, going to get brought down. Quap has an Ags now, happy to deploy the ult just for that. They force a buyback from the Dragon Knight, and Mongolz might still be able to hold here, but it is costly. Naga's got an illusion up top, just tanking that tower. The tier 3 mid still pretty healthy, but a lot of damage has been done here. They'll actually lose the full tier 3 in the bottom lane. That fight could have gone so much better for WG.Unity if the Naga was in a better position to start it off. She was nowhere to be found. Oh my god, that's it. They call GG. The Mongolz, whoa, they've got some hot dates tonight. They're looking to get out of this one. They definitely could have totaled it up a bit longer, but recognizing that they let the Naga Siren just get too big too fast, they don't have the tools to shut her down. And it does abode a tough question. What is the win condition for the Mongolz at that point? You've used 2 buybacks on your cores, your Juggernaut and your Dragon Knight. What are you going to do? One more push, and you know they're going to be able to reset. Let's, just for the fuck of it here, let's relive the beginning of that fight just to see how things set up. Since we do have a moment, I'll go back to the Moonduck instant replay for the last time today. So Quap thinks this is just another easy kill. Naga is so deep in the enemy jungle. I wish I could see if she had her BOTs available, because she's not even moving towards this fight. It's a great play from the Oracle, honestly, to save the Darkseer from the lasso. Then he's able to get off the Vac wall, Shiva's combo. He does end up dying at the end of the False Promise, but it's okay. He gets so much done. Naga has finally TP'd in at this point, but if she had TP'd right away when that fight started, again, assuming the cooldown is there, I think they could have used Song of the Siren to reset a little bit, maybe save the Oracle, probably not the Darkseer. And probably could have given the Lion time to reposition and get back into a better spot. I think the poor opening to this fight for WG.Unity speaks to just how out of control the Naga is. It's a 4v5 for half the fight. The Mongolz kill 3, and then it's just, what do we do to stop this Naga? And then, of course, the Quap is on a godlike streak. She is pretty massive by the end of this game. Looking at her final score, she ended 16-2-7. So yeah, not a bad run for Nana there whatsoever. That does finish up our coverage today, though, folks. Thank you so much for joining us for more C Kappa. I think we'll have another match coming up tomorrow. But that's it. This is Season 2, Upper Bracket, Round 1. Still a lot of matches to go for this tournament. I'm Zyori from moonducktv. You can follow me on Twitter at ZyoriTV, at moonducktv to keep up to date with all things happening in the studio as well as for this tournament. But that's it for today. We're done. We'll see you next time.